Hi friends. This is Shaju. Welcome to my YouTube channel Chess Puzzled. Today we are going to see the match preview between Wesley So and Magnus Carlsen. This match was conducted on Champions Chess Tour FTX Crypto Cup Knockout 2021. Now we are going to analyze the match and their moves. Being a learner, you must study the moves from legendary players like Magnus Carlsen, Bobby Fischer, Anand, etc. So that we made a playlist of Magnus Carlsen on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to check the video and get benefit from it. Now we move to game analysis. Magnus Carlsen moved the pawn to the location e4. Next, Wesley So moved the king pawn to location e5, and now you can see the possible move that can perform by Magnus Carlsen. He can either move the knight or bishop. Magnus make a move on the knight. In order to protect the pawn, Wesley So has moved the knight and add protection to it. The next best move by Magnus will be threatening the knight. So it is best to move the bishop to location b5. Still Magnus not protect his pawn. So Wesley So has moved his knight to attack the Magnus pawn on location e4. It is very shocking to see that Magnus has not protected the pawn. Instead of that, he had casting. Magnus castling has added advantage to Wesley So. He had attacked the pawn on location e5, now Magnus has moved his rook to location e1. And it is threatening to knight. So Wesley So has moved his knight to safeguard it from rook. Now Magnus has taken a bold decision to attack the pawn. Simultaneously, the knight is protected by the rook. Either Wesley So can attack the knight with knight. But he had moved bishop to location e7 and protect the king. Now Magnus has two options: either he can attack the knight or he can move back the bishop. Magnus has moved the bishop to location f1, now Wesley So has attacked the knight. Magnus now has no other option. Only option: attack the knight with rook. Wesley So has performed castling. It will add an advantage to him in this game. Now Magnus' rook is not yet protected. So it is better to protect it by pawn. Wesley So started attack the rook. Now the better move for Magnus will be safeguard the rook. Now indeed it is really a tough situation for Magnus. Due to the move is done by Wesley So. Moving the rook to location e8. But Magnus has moved the bishop. Now Wesley So attacks the rook with his rook. Best move by Wesley So. No other option for Magnus. Only way attack the rook with his queen. Now Magnus' pawn is in damager position. But Wesley So has moved his knight to location e8. I hope it will not be a better game to him. Wesley So, the worst move made by Wesley So, has given a better chance to Magnus. Now he protects his pawn by another one pawn. Now Wesley So moved his pawn to location d5. Now Magnus started his style attack. He moved his bishop to location d3 and its points to location h7. So Wesley So moves some remedial solution to it. He moved the pawn and protect the location h7. It really a great move by Wesley So. Now Magnus moved his knight to location d2. Now Wesley So also moved his knight to location g7. Magnus moved this knight to a location f3. Now Wesley So started to attack the Magnus bishop with his bishop. On the other side, bishop of Wesley So is protected by knight. Now Magnus has taken a bold decision to attack the bishop which is protected by the knight. Wesley has taken the bishop with the help of his knight. Now Magnus has moved his queen to location e2. On the other side, Wesley has protected his pawn with the help of the pawn by moving to location c6. Now Magnus has planned to double his power. So he moved the rook to location e1. Wesley has moved the knight. Magnus's move is a little bit impressive to see. He moved his bishop to location e5. The location e5 is protected by both the queen and pawn. Wesley so attacked the bishop very boldly. Now Magnus attack with his knight. Next Wesley moves his queen to location d6. Now Magnus his queen to location f3. Simultaneously, the f7 location is dangerous. So Wesley moves his pawn to location f6, which is safeguarded by the queen. Now the knight is in a dangerous position. So Magnus has moved the knight. Now Wesley had moved the rook. Magnus has played a bold move, attack the rook with the rook. And it check. Now no other option for Wesley. So played with his knight and safeguard his king. Now Magnus has moved his queen to point the location h6. On the other side, Wesley has moved the king to f7. Next Magnus has moved the queen to location h6. And planned to take the pawn. Wesley had played a clever move. He had moved the king to a location g8. And give protection to the pawn. Same time will lead to added advantages to him. Now Magnus totally started focused on the knight in the location e8. So he moved the queen back to the location e3. Now Wesley has moved his king to give protection to the knight in location e8. This is the very critical move made by Wesley. If he does not move this move, he may lose the game. Now finally Magnus got a chance to attack the pawn. So he planned to move the queen to a location h6. Again Wesley moved the king. At last, this game went into the draw. Before this game already Magnus had the game with Wesley. It was won by Magnus, where in that game Magnus was played with black pieces. By drawing this game will give advantages to Magnus, because he had led with the point table. Okay friends, I have done an analysis on this game. There is no such great move that is not possible in this game. If they were played further they may lose their queen. Apart from this, there is nothing great in this game. So finally, Magnus has drawn the match. And we post the video for match preview between Magnus and Wesley, where Magnus has played black pieces. Don't forget to watch it. Okay friends, thank you for watching this video. If you really enjoy my content, please like, comment, share it with your friends and family member and subscribe to our channel for more videos.